Okay, welcome again. Now we are still continuing on programs on arrays, and now we want to look at a 2D array. So let me save this file. As a 2D array program. Okay, then pump up the magnification of the screen to maximum. Now, so a 2D array simply means you're having two-dimensional arrays. So you have rows and columns. So here we can, now a common one in C programming is the one for storing, let's say, names of several people. So here we can start here. We can have here standard input-output dot header file, then the main function, which is int main, then open up. Okay, now a common 2D one is usually the one for storing names in C. Let's say car name. Then how many students do I want to store? Let's say I want to store names for 3 students. Then what will be the maximum size of each name? 25. So I want to have the number of like the records are 3, then the maximum size of each record is like 25. Okay, C does not have a direct string data type, so as a way around it, we normally use a character of arrays instead of just a string data type. Now here we can be able to talk to the user, so we can assume that this is the user providing. So you can say hi, enter name of first, or enter first name, or enter name of first person, enter the name of first person. So you want to enter the name of the first person, okay, semicolon. Now I would like to type the name just immediately after it is displayed. Hi, enter name. So that's why I'm not having a \n. So then, since it will be a series of characters, so we have format specifier for string. Then where will I store? I have address operator name, but this name is an array, so I must specify the position of where I'll store that name. So index 0, and since this is a bit repetitive, you don't have to type. You can just copy paste and edit as long as is your work. I can now put here now enter name and the name of the second person. So I can try to shorten it a bit so that the text does not flow out of the display area. So now the second person will be index 1. Then we can repeat the same. Then the third person, I can say finally enter name of the third person, enter third person name, I think I can remove this one because I don't want my text to go over. Finally, name third person, so it simply means enter name of third person. Third person is position 3, index 2. Now you know from the previous class. Then here we can now return 0. So we can return 0. So when we return 0, now this program will simply be able to, it will just be able to capture the name, but I also want to see the name. So I can have here another one display the names, and then I can just edit the printf, so I don't have to type it again, and you can just edit, a bit lazy or convenient depending on how you see it. So here I can simply edit. I can say the first person, and then the first person, then I extract the name %s, comma, then here name, the first person is index 0. So at that point I'm extracting. But remember, the ideal way of doing this thing is using what? The most ideal way of doing this thing is using a loop, but I'm avoiding loops because I want to make it easier for a beginner to be able to. In other words, I want you to focus on the concept of arrays first. Then we shall introduce loops later and be able now to do it using loops. Now, in this case, I'm just extracting. I'm telling the printf function expect to output a series of character from where? From a storage location name, and since it is an array, the one stored at position 0, which is the first element. The one stored at index 0, which is position 1 element. Then I'm also telling the array expect to output a series of character, the one stored at index 1, which is position 2. Finally, I'm telling it output. Now, this one should be second, not first. Second person, then this one is third. Then I'm telling again the printf function expect to output a series of character, go to a place called name, it's an array, at index 2, which is position 3, extract whatever will have been stored there. Okay, so this is how a two-dimensional array works. It is common in C, especially where we need to deal with the names of people. 2D array. So this is a 2D array, or I can use just the number so that a 2D array. Okay, so this is a 2D array in C. Now this one here, it is how many names am I going to have? I'm going to record names of how many people. So the first array, first square bracket. Remember, the array sizes are always integers. And now the second array, what will be the maximum size of each name of this person? So this comes the other one. Okay, so don't swap. If you swap them, your program will still work, but it may end up with logical errors, meaning it's not making the intended meaning. So on this one, and you could also end up wasting space, because let's assume you just wanted to store names of 3 people or 3 students, but now you swapped. You started with 25 and 3. So what that will mean is that now it will set aside enough space to store 25 elements. Okay, and then the size of each element will be capped at 3. Okay, so you will end up typing name, but it will only pick the first 3 letters. Okay, so for this one, it's very important for you to know that the first array is how many elements will be in that array. In this case, 3. What will be the maximum size of each name? 25 characters. That is what it means. Then if you're using code blocks, you build, then you run. Building ensures that it captures the recent changes. If you just run straight away, it will not capture the recent changes. So on my side is working, but you'll not be able to see the CMD screen. I enter first name. Let's say it's Doreen. I enter the name of the second name. Let's say J. Enter the name of the third person. Let's say K. And it will display first person Doreen, second person J, third person K. Then it ends. However, in displaying, it will display them on a line, so they'll be cluttered. So if you want to ensure that at least they appear each name on its line, the best thing to do is to have an escape sequence \n. Then I can build, then I can run. So when I run, so let's say the first name is Tay, the second person is K, third person is J, then we run. So when I run, it will display first person Tay, second person K, third person J. So the program is running well. These are programs meant for a beginner, especially in the Kenyan context. So you should be able to find it easily understandable. Okay, so I can pause my screen slowly and scroll down in a slow way so that you can be able to have a good view. So you can see it's not complicated. Thank you. Let's meet in the next session.